I'm telling you, 70% of the people that are at Groove are mostly drinking shit that they firstly either can't afford or they're drinking because it's a status drink, you know, and it's just said to be a particular drink that is associated with a specific class of people.
Bro, what is street bash? Whatever street bash used to be the thing, very yes.
I think the street bash era was the fucking best.
Dog.
Practically.
You know what I loved about it, ne? If I knew,
practically. And you still get drunk.
And you still be proper.
Because, and another thing is that you were free with who you were. People came from all walks of life.
Exactly. And they just
besides reciprocate, I think a lot of guys that don't promote growth for the Meditabona, they have, to a certain extent, they have insecurities.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
if this person levels up,
and also
they will leave me.
That whole power thing, like to say power hungry. Because I've seen that power hungry thing. I'd rather play a cabana with the person for telling the truth than keep a relationship that is fake. Now that's one thing about me.
That's true.
I'd rather tell you kak and you hate me for telling you the truth than tell you a lie and us love each other for lying. Fuck that shit, bro. I'd rather break up with anybody for that matter in my life for telling you or calling your shit out to say,
if you are going to be a good guy, being a good guy, you must understand who you're just being a good guy, but you shouldn't expect anything good coming towards you.
That's what I'm saying.
Because
like you must do it without expecting reciprocation.
If you are going to go into doing something for someone and expect when you're going to get something in abundance, then my nigga, you're going to be fucking disappointed. Because being a good guy doesn't pay.
What normally happens, because if you have our school system does not prepare us for the real world. Unfortunately, that does not happen in our country specifically. Our country does not prepare us for the real world in terms of what are you going to do when you start searching for a job. A lot of children are constantly lost. Why? Because they have never really done what is out there in the real world. So
sometimes being a good person, you must not be expecting anything in return just because you're a good person. Just know when you help people, you're helping people because you want to help them, not because you're expecting anything in return. Because that's when you're gonna start telling or saying, "Hore, nah, I used to help this person and what," but no one asked you, because that person can turn back to you and say, "But no one asked you. You didn't have to, but you did it."
And even friends that are gonna be there for you and with you through thick and thin, they're gonna try by all means to help you wherever they can. Then there are friends where they have the resources to help you, as you said, as you mentioned earlier, they have the resources to help you. But
they choose not to.
They choose not to because you're gonna take this job away from me. I don't know why they have that
time
mentality.
That's not even going to be the case.
It's not going to be the case.
In 90% of the cases, the black culture has somehow drifted from that Ubuntu thing, and that's probably why we experience so much poverty, because we're no longer the culture that says, I'm going to bring you up. Instead, you know what a lot of black people do? When you know for a fact there's an opening at your job that I can take, what do? You shut the fuck up. You don't say jack.
Or you give it to someone else.
You give it to somebody else. That has nothing to need.
You know that job. And sometimes you can't blame people for lack of Ubuntu when even our own government has no Ubuntu.
They don't fucking have Ubuntu. These guys. They eating it in your face like stuff cake right in the fucking poverty-stricken kid's fucking face, boss.
You know. And he's not even complaining. I'm the one that's complaining.
Exactly.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
It means
he's not even complaining. Oh, this guy, bro. I got so you'll drive it, but it's gonna waste a lot of time.
Okay, let's go. Start the show then.
Cool. Right, GSL, Global Streetz Live. My name is witty. I'm chilling with my boys. We're doing what we do best as a matter of routine. Street Squad. You know what it is. You know where it is. You know how it's supposed to be. I got my boy Lesejo, LSG, Mazamula, What else
Dope
we calling
tunes.
by?
Obvious very.
Dope tunes. Obvious Fere.
Obvious very.
We got Kagiso, Namani. What do you call him?
I mean,
The breeder. This guy breeds, my man. He breeds anything. Not just dogs, he breeds anything. He's bred a human before. We'll get to that at a different stage.
The
It's
fuck
okay.
you wanna be, dog?
How are the boys doing? How are the boys doing? How are the boys doing?
are we nice?
bro.
You guys nice?
We nice.
Nah, started
Shit,
the morning
we said it
nice.
at the same time.
Yeah, that means you are nice.
We
We started it
We
nice,
started
man.
the fucking morning proper, hey?
Drinking premium shit.
Imagine, my man,
My
getting
boy.
served.
My boy.
People coming to us and be like, hey, come and, you know what I mean?
We're not gonna get flu this winter.
Man.
Like our chest was
Proper
burning
shit.
nicely.
Oh, man.
My boy.
Chest is still fucking burning.
Of course.
On fire. But anyway,
At least we said drinking, so they know we weren't smoking.
you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
Oh,
hey,
shit.
there's different types of fire.
Yeah.
Shit.
Nah. All right. Thank you very much for tuning in. And we are delivering once again. Kariso,
Yeah, my boy.
feed me, my brother. Feed us. Feed the squad.
Since we in
Feed the squad.
since we in the mood, Val, of the chest burning and shit. Né?
Yeah.
When your chest is burning, feeling your body, feeling your mood, feeling your emotions, and you're in the groove mode, né? How has the groove culture evolved over the years compared to when you were a youngster? Look who got little falls, but my pen, but pens down, and all that shit to what it is now. What is street bash? What's about street bash used to be the thing, Val? Yes.
I think the street bash era was the fucking best.
Dog.
Practically.
You know what I loved about it, ne?
Fucking
If I knew, J2,
Practically.
A1,
And you still get drunk.
and you still be proper.
Because and another thing is that you were free with who you were. People came
Exactly.
from all walks of life.
Yeah.
No not the cheese boy, no not the mid-class boys, no not the low-class boys. Everybody was in the same.
And you wouldn't be
crew.
like an outcast.
You wouldn't feel like an outcast. Hona no, you were literally made feel like an outcast from the time you enter the
If
venue.
I parable replay, body,
dopper you.
yeah.
They dop it. Like, I fail to understand why people have just gotten so used to just this doppering thing. When you come across a person for the first time, the first thing you do is look at his feet. You now
No, but
literally look
Gavana-
what the hell he's wearing.
In all fairness, it always used to be a thing, ne?
But it never used to be so blatant, bro.
But
Like,
what
people
I'm
would
saying is
steal
now,
you, but
now
they
how
wouldn't,
about
like-
accommodate, Joe?
Antoine. Oh, yes.
Street
that
bash
too.
used to accommodate. Like, if when I win Pia or whatever, and
Yeah.
we are peri matlakatla, you'd have your own crowd, but
Yeah.
they wouldn't shun down upon you.
Practically, yeah. They
You
would
know-
like they would accommodate. You still be there. You still be
Ah,
conversing.
no, Joe.
Well, no, brother. They literally outcast you. Like they say that thing. You're okay, Magangan.
Yeah, you can't chill with us.
No, skis.
That's why you have even joints that if you're wearing a
Joe.
certain way, you can't go with.
Yeah, practically.
So the other dope thing about that era is that it didn't matter what you were drinking.
Exactly.
Oh,
There was no istrope. There was nothing.
Yes.
You literally were just going there
Yes.
for a fucking vibe.
And now that you actually say that, I was actually going to come to the expense part of it. Things back then, there was not so much to worry about in terms of what are we drinking, how much is it going to be, and because you drink whatever you like and let's go. I'm telling you, 70% of the people that are at Groove are mostly drinking shit that they firstly either can't afford
Exactly.
or they're drinking because it's a status drink, and it's just said to be a particular drink that is associated with a specific class of people.
Bro, ona na release kila bo 1818
Bruh.
Rakapolo bo. Yeah, bo Smirnoff bo Russian beer. You'd be proper.
Bro, we'd be happy, bro.
You'd be proper.
You'd literally be able to sit and take a photo. Matsatsika,
Now-
you never take a photo.
Same
Okay,
kids.
this Smirnoff's been 1818.
Now same kids that were our age then.
Yeah.
20 banwe bo Henny, bo
dog.
biscuit, bo
Bruh.
all this. Di meditsa bana ba batla bo kunje ba bitsang that you just
Ice
mentioned
Trope.
bo Ice Trope, 20 banwe bo Bombay, bo Tanqueray.
Bruh.
They can't even say, you know what, fuck it, like by 1818 or Russian beer.
Oh, okay, let me not say this. I want to say something before I get sued. Let me know. I wanted to tell you what I told you about Oyster Pay the other day.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah.
Let me
yeah.
not say it.
Nah, I see. You see.
But you know, it goes to show who the era that we were in and the era that we lived in our youth or in our teens. It's fucking different because things are getting worse.
They are.
You can imagine who the kids that are growing up now, they're probably still in primary.
Bruh.
They would not be able to do shit. Meaning who they'll be under pressure to make money.
Yeah.
From the young age. And obviously from a young age you can't even make money. Then it means who that's when these fucking niggas are taking advantage of kids. But the groove culture, I'm telling you, dog, it was fucking best back then.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. It's draining. Like, you have fun, but at the back of your mind, you're constantly maybe wondering. I've seen a lot of people who look so uneasy at groove. You're like, dude, why are you so uneasy? Like, you're supposed to be having fun. But you're looking around like you're about to get mugged. Like, we're in a safe space. You can fairly see that this is a very safe space. There's no need for you to feel like somebody's going to mug you or somebody's going to pickpocket you.
Some people are at work, bro.
You know what?
Some people are
true, you're
night
right.
shift.
There are those places that are mostly open to like
even now when you pick up a hand, you don't know if she's gonna drug you and take your shit.
Yeah, well, true.
Like, what's up? Like, what's up?
True. No, but I'm just referring to those people that, bruh, he's literally chilling with his crew. He's got like a whole entourage with him there. Like, his friends are there. He's chilled. I mean, they are chill. They are whatever. But at the back of his mind, you can see this person is stressed. And you're thinking to yourself, like, what is stressing you so much at Groove? Like, you can tell that you've been drinking for a specific period of time, but you're not letting loose. You know what? And I would just...
It's our lives, bro. We live stressful lives.
Nah?
Yeah.
But I think one of the stresses is just the fact that you're at Groove and you're supposed to buy a bottle of Glenfiddich where you're supposed to...
But Groove, it's a stress relief. Because you're stressed.
But the thing is, it creates another stress when you have to buy things.
Exactly.
Sure.
Creates another stress when you have to buy things.
And on top of that, society night is indotamas. How can you invite a lady and you expect her to fit the bill, or invite anyone there for them to fit the bill? Since no, a simple Heineken Siliboma 40 something.
Bruh, dumpy. You get to a place, dumpy is like $45.
And then you find people that would buy bottles there.
Dog.
It's fucking crazy. And unfortunately, that space of Groove, it has become that thing. It's a status thing. People just go there just to be seen, just to take pictures, just to. So it is a
status thing. But another thing that I would probably just like to just extend to the audience and everybody that's just probably watching, that is maybe of a younger generation or that is in this specific, well, actually, whether younger or older, because let me tell you, peer pressure is across all ages. You get 60-year-olds who are under peer pressure, practically. What I wanted to just say is that in most cases, the people that you are seeing buying these expensive, ridiculous bottles, it's all just showcase. I've had conversations with people who actually work at these entities, and they mention that when you see the bar women or girls coming through, what do they call them?
Hostesses.
Bottle
Hostess,
girls.
bottle, yeah. The common word is, or the common term
is bottle girls.
Bottle girls. Apparently, how it actually works is that these people come and there's specific bottles that somebody would either buy, but at the end of the day, if you don't open that bottle, you can still take it back.
They rent them,
yeah.
So what happens is that they buy 10 bottles, but only one is bought.
Yeah, only one is bought.
So, go VIP, it will seem like they bowl.
Yeah.
Can't they, I want to bouncer more and all that shit. The bouncers basically, they're just watching the rented bottles, you don't use them or you steal them or all this shit. So all along, they're just drinking one bottle. The rest is going
The rest is just for showcasing to make it
basically
look
it's promoting you and let me also buy.
So that's the first thing. Sorry, I just want to mention the last thing.
Yeah.
And then the second thing, or the second case in such instances, is that yes, it is real people who are buying real bottles for the real cash being sent to the bar. But the only difference here is that these people are not working for their money. These people are money launderers, and they're just literally just cleaning this money or just spending it for the sake of, they went to maybe do a heist and now they are going to go and spend and celebrate and stuff, So it's obviously not within your means. You're working a 9 to 5, or you're working a clean legal job that is obviously just, paying you a certain amount at the time. And you cannot afford it. When you look at that lifestyle compared to what you can afford, it just looks pretty unattainable, if I may put it. So
It's always gonna look
Don't feel the pressure.
It's always gonna look unattainable. Especially, I always feel sorry for people that usually are under pressure, and it's people that always feel like they need to do things because other people are doing them. Imagine going there, ka salary ya hao ya maqhena, o kgotse 7K.
but it also depends on the circle that you keep. Sometimes we can't blame them because Kyo Huiti, Kyo Kagiso, Kyo Lesego, Huiti is unfortunate. He does not earn like Kagiso and Lesego are earning. But now because Huiti really enjoys the company of these guys and he can't afford to look or come across as though he cannot afford this lifestyle, he's now going to want to portray
On a
something.
lighter
Leave
note,
us.
But that's the thing.
On a lighter note,
Huiti's
though,
sitting and thinking, yo, I love these cats, man. I can relate to these
We're
people.
not good for you.
But that's the thing. Huiti's not thinking that.
no, you need bad friends in your life.
Huiti's not good for that. Huiti can't see that.
And I believe you need bad friends in your life.
Yeah, but you.
Give a monkey like Basheba adulting. That
I've
series,
s-
Yako.
I've
Yes,
seen
I've
a
seen
part
it,
of it.
yeah.
I've seen a part of it.
Who the whole crew does that one Olo Walikins?
Yeah, the one, the mechanic.
Yeah. We all need that friend. Because when shit hits the fan,
Yeah.
he's going to pull the strings.
Oh, yeah. All walks of life. You do need people from all
You
walks
need
of
friends in all walks of life.
life. Yeah.
But on a lighter note, Buffet, when last did you guys be at a house party?
Bruh, I was just, when I mentioned expense.
Not chillers.
When I
A house
mentioned
party.
when I mentioned expense about just grooving it as a whole, that is the most cost efficient way to actually just party. And firstly, it's cost efficient, plus safety, the best, because you're at somebody's home, and you know that no strangers are just gonna come through without you accepting
True,
them in,
true.
or without an actual invite.
True.
In most cases, the people who are there are people that know each other. There will be maybe 1, 2, 3 people who are coming along through other friends, but
But they came
because
through
of
a mutual
somebody.
friends.
You get what I mean?
And because of that, you make more friends.
Exactly.
You understand? It's still a safe zone.
Still a
but
safe
when
zone.
last were you guys at a
Fuck,
house party?
So
They
for
don't
me-
make those anymore, man.
For me,
They don't talk.
the house party culture, it's a dead culture. I don't think it still exists, even with the kids that are in high school right now. The last time I was in a house party, I was still in high school. After high school, the house party culture, it was made popular by the high school kids.
Yeah.
Because the house party gets to happen when the parents are at the job.
I mean, yeah, at either work or
At work.
away for holiday. Yeah.
Unless maybe the parents, they've gone away for the holiday and they left the kid there. That's when the house party gets to happen.
Yeah.
So it was prevalent when we were still in high school. After high school, I've never seen a house party. I've never even heard someone saying, oh, they're doing a house party. All you're going to hear is people saying, oh, I'm doing a braai.
Could
And
you
we
get
just gonna chill outside.
Welcome to the house party. Yes,
McMeal.
McMeal.
Oh, yes.
Bruh,
I remember
like,
that.
house parties used to hit, Joe.
Now, but don't worry, Street Squads, we are going to bring house parties back. We are the party starters.
Plus, Renali DJ.
We got
Renali
DJs,
chef.
we got chefs, we got the coordinators. My man, we are gonna make it fucking happen. Kagiso's got like a whole crew of people that he knows that are gonna come here. He's got stance men on his book of people that he knows. Like I'm telling you, boss. Like what shady pimp my ride, boss.
Renze re pampisa dikoloi.
Renze re pampisa dikoloi, lady.
Lady.
Tits. Sheba.
Ah, well.
No, I can't say that. It's gonna sound so wrong.
Maybe wrong is what we need, bro.
But yeah,
Or pampisa dikoloi, lady fair. What like you charge what?
Thank you, better.
but yeah, I definitely do think it's not even a dying culture, it's a dead culture to me.
Yeah, no,
I don't know
it
when
is.
last did I hear someone say oh, they're doing a house party. Yes, they will tell you how they're doing a house party, but they're talking about, remember a house party happens inside the house.
Yeah.
Inside the house, meaning hore, you'll find people batlo bamba da, and then they're just gonna go and occupy one of the bedrooms.
So
The chillers happens outside. It's like by the pool party, by the pool. Then
But it's still
becomes a
part
pool
of
party.
like the yard in the home.
It is, but
or
it's
the
not
property.
the original.
the
Well,
question.
yes,
No, as long as it's in the yard, it's also a house
as long as
party.
it's in the yard, it's still a house party. I still consider it a house party because you're in this circle.
Because
or
sometimes
this
Muta Hostang has a
barricaded-
pool.
Yeah, one toilet.
La
It's still a
ploma
house
kante
party.
and everything.
One toilet. And in most cases, I want to know now that we're like adults, That's normally. I think we still do have house parties. It's just that now it
I know kichilas.
it has been. That's the thing.
Abakeni kantlung.
The term-
Kantlung just cook and shit,
That's
but
the
we
thing.
chill outside.
Maybe the houses are not as big, and I know yanong we want
Oh, the
fresh
apartment
air. You know what?
complexes
yeah,
and
the
all that
complexes,
shit.
the apartments. That's the first place that we or the generation yarona move into before owning our own properties. On top. And remember that house party, like Lesego just said, that it happened in a time where parents were away, so it was not necessarily your house.
I'm gonna pose another
But
question.
now, just to wrap it up on this house party thing, I think we still do have it. It's just that it's no longer called a house party.
House
It's more
parties
like
used to be
I'm having a
wild,
braai.
bro.
I'm having a
Now it's
braai,
very chilled
come
and
through.
civil, bro.
It is.
Yeah, before they used to
I
put
know
down,
people have
dog.
wives. People have.
No,
children.
never mind your age, bro. Even
You know?
people like much younger ages.
If
I've had a lot of
I walk in
stories.
any house party, my man, I'm 18, man. Fucking 18 years of age. Fucking rock the party, my man.
I've
Tell
had
you.
a lot of stories, especially in our youth. They would first happen Kudi house parties.
Yeah,
Yeah?
that's true.
Yeah, because even like in my case, when we stole a friend's mother's car, we were going to a house party.
This is the extreme that he wants. He wants to steal. That's
We
fine.
were
We'll steal
going, we were
somebody's
going to a house
We'll steal
party.
a neighbor's car.
When we got in an accident, we were from a house party, my friend, too. Like,
Yanong abalimura.
no.
Baba.
The parents.
It's
I mean,
fine. No, so what happened is that Netwanti by it's a case against Rona because insurance wouldn't pay. Because, yeah.
Somebody had to lie there.
Because my old lady one picture can Cape Town. The car is there. We're like, you know what? Good shot. Right off a car. So when we got accident, Karaki right off, insurance.
It was right off even.
Yeah. So insurance, did you give these people permission? No. Okay.
Leg
it's a case.
charge. Fuck.
If you don't, it's a case,
It's
then
not gonna be
you're
insured.
not gonna pay.
Yo.
So by what's the case?
Maybe it's a case.
Against who?
I guess one.
But it was community service, bro. It was first
a minor, yeah,
offense,
first offense, yeah,
minor
minor,
offense. No one was hurt. Cool fella, it was raining. The car slid, fell into a ditch, and got fucked up. So no one got hurt. So community service said that it was it. But the next question I'm gonna pose, ne, it leads to into LSG na ne. Yeah, hore, house party, baba, mbaka and. LSG, ne. O thola media go itse o bambile. Go itse haqaf. Kapa is not even at that house party. Do you tell him?
Of course. Of course. Imagine, because if I don't tell him, then kitlo kupa media ay go nsha iseleng.
Yo. Well, that's some serious blackmailing, man. Yo.
It's only fair. It's only fair.
Well, it either works in my favor or yours.
But I'm definitely telling him, dog, because you can imagine, even Linda, I always hear people saying, oh, nah, we didn't want you to tell me. I'd like to find out on my own because you're just going to mess
You'll
things up.
never
for me."
find out on your own.
You will never find out because one thing about girls, they're very careful. Abatshwane le rona, they don't brag about this shit. They just do their thing silently.
Silently.
And uthole hore le motho wa teng, ke mo bone ka mistake, they just let their guard down at that time.
Practically. Nasa tsibura.
Yeah, they
Becauseenge baboni uruteng.
they were
Never
going to
more.
make sure.
Never more.
So I'm definitely, because I mean, how am I going to chill with you if I don't tell you?
Nah, no fucking way. But I like honestly, Lina, to answer your question, Garizo, I would also tell my boy. I wouldn't smack the bitch though, but I'm just saying, I would tell my boy. I wouldn't.
Whichever track, how?
Uyithi ka etsang ka shout ye ka scream. Screama. Ke re wena etsang. Wena. Toyo, kopana. Ke link a snap. Take a snap, then send it to my boy. Send location. Start a war.
Nah.
No, I'm
But
joking. I wouldn't start a war, but I would tell my boy.
Yeah,
I'll tell
you
my
have
boy.
to.
I'll be like, look, dude, this is what's up. Because I feel like I need to do to my boy as I would like to be done unto me.
Of course.
So if I'm going to hide it from him, then that means Linda, I would be okay with him hiding shit from me. On top. So I'm definitely going to be like, dude, Ntuana, I'm sorry that I have to be the bearer of bad news, but this is what's happening now. This is what I saw. This is what I came across. And yeah, unfortunately, yeah, this is the case. But as my boy,
The crazy thing in that situation is that sometimes Utola, your boy, is deep in
Love
love.
struck.
Doesn't matter. The fact that you told
Deep
him.
in love. He's
The
probably
fact
gonna
that you
qabana
told
li
him.
wena more
fine.
than qabaning with the girl.
Not rather qabana with the person for telling the truth than keep a relationship that is fake. Now that's one thing about
That's
me.
true.
I'd rather tell you kak and you hate me for telling you the truth than tell you a lie and us love each other for lying. Fuck that shit, bro. I'd rather break up with anybody for that matter in my life for telling you or calling your shit out to say, dude, here, you did this, and I was either not happy with it or that was fucked up for the next person. If you're gonna look at me and think, nah, kiteba holori, hey, then I'm sorry, we're not meant to be, or kita set up already.
No, of
You
course.
can't face your wrongs and you can't take your wrongs.
And you know, I'm that type of friend. I prefer genuine.
Yeah.
If I'm fucking up, not
Yeah.
long seba.
Exactly.
Let's just say like kid you wapais.
On ton.
When I'm child, mpel sighting or ntwana, I wapais.
On ton.
You did 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
If I chose the wrong girl,
Path, yeah.
or dog, that girl does not suit you. She has told me numerous of times, boy, wapais a chief. You find some mameli, maybe a few months or weeks later, get a dog. You're right. I fucked up. And you see, I told you. But I prefer.
But it's
I
better that way.
appreciate
Kila bana.
that truth. Yeah, so even if someone would see my maid limutomong, I would appreciate it if I'm trying to talk. I saw your maid so. Because sometimes you thought it's very gold or a diamond, because you just have a fucking pebble.
Yo, bruh.
Mutho wa febele left, right, and center. When busy was span, how fit like you fucking tired. When we try to what clean no apela can't no.
Dog.
She does that for another man. You just get the leftovers.
Speaking of that,
Speaking of what?
would
Leftovers?
you
What? You must be specific, my man.
would you ujola limedi and you love her, of course, and would you help her to get a job, or would you tell her if there's a job opening at your where you working?
Definitely. Nah,
I've done that before.
Done it too.
yeah. So now I'm that type of lover hore when anything that will be for your betterment is for my betterment.
Yeah. That's the same with me. Like, and it's not even just in relationships. I do it in every type of relationship
So,
that I'm in.
I'm not the
with
type
the person.
No,
Whether
this time I'm talking about
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
your girlfriend.
Yeah, girlfriend, friend.
So
cousin,
basically saying it doesn't change
sister,
his behavior.
brother.
He remains that way.
If it comes to a job and if you need something in your life, whatever it is, if I can help you, then fuck it, let's go.
Because more often than not, if you find yourself in that situation, that's like you giving her wings to fly.
then
well,
it's just
look,
not yours.
If she's gonna fly and fly too high, then fly too high. It's okay. I'm fine with it. Now I was doing it out of love. I'm not doing it
Which is a good thing.
to try and get a reciprocation from you. If you can't reciprocate, then it's
Exactly.
okay.
And you just
Besides
want to see her
reciprocate,
better.
I think a lot of guys that don't promote growth for the Meditabona, they have, to a certain extent, they have insecurities.
Yeah.
Or
yeah,
if
it's
this person
insecurities
levels up,
and also
they will leave me.
That whole power thing, like to say power hungry,
Oh,
because I've seen
yeah.
that power hungry thing play across all
insecurities,
types of.
Joe. Like-
it also plays across all types of relationships. That's why you have your ice boys, because somebody in the crew here. Huiti now feels like, nah, it's thinking I'm not gonna hook up with Kagiso because I still wanna keep the status. Yeah, I still wanna be big now. I still wanna be the one looked at. I still wanna be the one paying the bills, the one taking out that wallet, the one you know what?
Nah, now I prefer Mutu Hanganya for who I am. Because it will happen, I lose my job, and for the next 2-3 years, she's the one carrying the bills.
Exactly.
But she will still look at me as the man of the house.
Exactly.
Why? Because that's the type of person I am.
Exactly.
I don't need to keep it toxic.
Yeah, and now
oppress
play,
you. No.
Nah, fuck that shit.
You know, in that situation, I was saying this to Kagiso last week when we were shooting. Kiremo Kagiso, wabona mfana, you must understand, if you are going to be a good guy, being a good guy, you must understand who you're just being a good guy, but you shouldn't expect anything good coming towards
True,
you.
that's what I'm saying.
Because
you must do it without expecting
if
reciprocation.
you are going to go into doing something for someone
Yeah.
and expect when you're going to get something in abundance, then my nigga, you're going to be fucking disappointed. Because
And that's
being a good guy
unfortunately
doesn't pay.
what normally happens. Because if you have expectations of somebody actually
Exactly.
feeding you,
So
or
even that in that situation, ya gore, motho a wa Spani, and then there's a job opening where you work, and then you decide to look for a job for them. You obviously love them, so you want to see them in a better position, right?
Exactly.
But you must understand gore, there's a possibility ya gore o tlo kopana le motho a mo ratang da.
True, but my man,
Because you are now
but I get it.
exposing her to
Skalebala. You see, that's the thing. Like we shouldn't feel like you are exposing her to people.
No,
her
remember
her
what I'm
purpose
trying
of
to
your
say
life
to you is
her purpose of your life is not supposed to feel like she's
no,
now
but you must understand how
you've
the
tamed her and
possibility
she's
is
a
there.
pet at home where you're now supposed to just keep her there. No, she must also be out there, and that's
My
what
man.
actually tests the loyalty. To say, are you going
You
to
don't
be
even
able
have to test it, by the way.
But I'm
You
just saying,
need
but-
to let her live.
precisely to say you must let her live and let her do what she wants
If
to
it
do.
happens, it happens.
If she's able to fuck around when you're not around and do whatever, then clearly she's not meant to be.
Exactly.
And she was going to
So-
do it in a broke state or in a state where she was able to fend for herself. So you getting her a job is not really changing her perception on on what she wants to do or how she actually views things to be. Whether she's broke or whether she's got cash, that does not change her character. If she's
It
going,
does.
okay,
Let
my
me tell
man.
you something.
Okay, what I
Let me
mean by
tell you
character
something.
is that if she had intentions of doing something, she would do it in a broke state or in her
Nah, she won't.
rich
Let
or
me tell you
well-affording
Let me tell you
state.
something. She won't. And the reason why I'm saying that she won't is because, remember,
You're the household.
Just
You're
like you've said-
you are the sponsorship at the time.
just like you've always said, Jorge, in a position of lacking or disadvantage or not having an income,
Yeah.
you are vulnerable in that position.
True.
Right? There's a
So
lot
you
that you're
abide.
lacking.
Yeah.
So obviously, sometimes you find a girl settling for you because she's not working. She's
Okay.
not making money.
Okay.
However, when she's working, I've once heard someone saying, Jorge, a nigga shouldn't date or a girl shouldn't date a nigga that's not working. Because that nigga, you don't know how he is when he has money. You may find once he has money, you're not his type.
It's the same thing with guys. So a
You-
guy should also not
you-
date a girl that does not have either money.
Exactly.
Because
Because once
she
you
might
have money,
change
you're going to be
immediately
yourself.
Okay.
When you don't have that thing, you're not yourself. You're in a position where you'll just accept anything.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
even
true.
a girl that's really not your type, you're probably gonna accept it because she's going to provide something. Once you do get that guap, you fucking walking away because you're like
walking
I don't need
away.
so.
Walk on by.
What I'm trying to say is, you must understand, Jorge, you might not be her type because she's not working.
Yeah.
Once she does get that job,
She's gonna go with the big ballers.
possibility of
The
her
bigger
going
ballers.
away,
The guys
nigga,
who
is
sit
fucking
behind the
big.
bigger desk. Huh?
It's fucking gonna happen. I'm telling you. But it's just something that you need to prepare your
Yeah,
mind for.
be very
Because
conscious
you don't
of
wanna be
and-
doing stupid things and then you get arrested.
Yeah, no, fuck no.
You understand what I'm saying?
no.
So that's what I was saying, Jorge. Just be ready for it.
Nah.
It's a good thing, it's a
Yeah,
good thing
true.
because you want it.
Yeah, no,
you
I
want
think
it to
I
be in a
think
better
I think that's a
position.
good thing to actually just send across to the street squad and everybody else who's a viewer to say in whatever that you do, and for whoever it is, just don't expect anything in return. Because if you set your expectations so high and you make them believe
Exactly.
Jorge, they are going to come back for you, then yeah, you're actually just setting yourself up for either failure or for a big disappointment.
And this also goes with the people that you help in life. You must
Yeah,
not
everything.
expect them to help
Yeah,
you.
that's what I'm saying. Any type of
They
come
might
back
not.
for you. If you're doing something for someone, don't expect anything of the same favor in return because it might not come. And yeah, it
Because
might
I've heard celebrities
quite heavy.
before talking about so and so person that's popping right now. They used to come to my studio. I used to take them to my shows.
Mm.
I used to do 1, 2, 3 for them. Now that they're popping, they're not even looking at me. My nigga,
Hey, that's fucked
you
up.
shouldn't expect anything in return. You were supposed to do that thing out of the goodness of your heart.
Sure enough.
If you're just gonna accept or expect things in return, you're gonna be fucking disappointed.
Heavily.
And I feel
Heavily.
like the one
Street
that-
Squad, I want to introduce Never in the building, Never in the streets. She just literally, took a curve and she's like, hey, let me just step in and just join the Street Squad as we were driving by. Welcome, Never. Never, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Are you good?
Good, yeah.
Thank you for coming through. Yeah. Talk to us, Neil. Talk to us. I know you've got a lot to want to give to
add
us
on and
for us to
to
talk
say.
about. You always want to ask us questions. Bring them on.
No, going off of what you were both saying,
Yeah.
in terms of helping someone, I feel like the people that will complain, or
Yeah.
I don't want to say necessarily complain, but like as Lisa said, they'll come out and say, "Hey, I helped this person 1, 2, 3," and now,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
feel like
yeah.
those type of people, they weren't really doing
Genuine,
it.
yeah,
out of
they
the
were doing it
kindness
to
of
receive
their
something
heart.
back,
Because
yeah.
if someone is helping someone out
Yeah.
of the kindness of their heart, if they see that person succeeding, they'll
Exactly.
be happy for them without
Exactly.
even mentioning the things that they helped them with. They're going to be like,
Exactly.
yeah, that person, shemwa thriver, and I'm happy for them. So I feel like the ones that come out and say all these things, it's like you weren't really doing it because you wanted to help that person.
That's why I told Kagiso last week, Hore, sometimes being a good person, you must not be expecting anything in return just because you're a good person. Just know, Hore, when you help people, you're helping people because you want to help them. Not because you're expecting anything in return, because that's when you're going to start telling or saying, Hore, nah, I used to help this person and what. But no one asked you, because that person can turn
Can
back to
easily
you and
say
said,
that, yeah.
but
Can
no one
easily say
asked you.
that, yeah.
You didn't
Yeah.
have to, but you did it.
And even when
And
that person's
just because
like,
you did it doesn't mean I owe you
It becomes a
anything.
problem
Yeah.
when they tell you, Ray, I didn't ask you.
oh, I don't owe you
I don't
anything.
know you
Even
shit.
when they say that.
True.
But it's true.
Just don't have expectations.
Yeah, just don't have expectations.
Yeah, you shouldn't have expectations. And being a good person, it should be just that, a good person.
Yeah.
Not be a good person just because you're thinking, oh, okay, there's potential here.
No.
I can see this one is going very far. So
Yeah.
if I can just do 1, 2, 3 for them, I
Then
know
I might
they're
get,
gonna they're gonna take care of me in future.
But you see, those types of people are just literally not genuine themselves. Because I mean, if you're gonna be going out to look for how you can benefit from other people by, you're literally either throwing a bone and trying to rot it in for them to come at you. You know what I mean? And brother, there's nothing genuine about that, And yeah, that's just really fucked up.
And then on that case, name of helping someone, at times, obviously in the state of our country right now, we have people that around us that do genuinely struggle,
Yeah.
friends, family, or whoever. So in this instance, let's say your friend is struggling, and struggling, and obviously, I won't say you are in a better place than Yena, but you're in a place where you can help them at times. But this friend, uphela I struggle, uphela I go through something, uphela I go wisha. So would it be selfish for you to distance for yourself from someone that's always struggling, and to a point where this is it comes to a point where you train yourself as a friend or as a sibling because this person uphela, like, will it be selfish for you to distance yourself from that type of person?
You know, in that situation, number one, the helping someone that's struggling, I see it, but I do believe now, Jorge, you just need to help the person that's struggling with maybe a bit of tools that they can fend themselves with. For an example, if you've got an unemployed friend and you've been trying to get them to get a job and they can't, and eventually I'm just going to give them 300 and say, Ndwana, go and stock something and sell something. If they're going to chow that money, then that's when I say, Ndwana, you know what? Fuck it. I've tried everything.
You know what Lesotho just said right now? He said, give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach a man how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime.
So I'm just going to do that, because giving you money because ushota ka dijo and giving you money because ushota ka dijo, I'm not helping you. Now I'm feeding you.
And
But
you have your
I
own
just need to
struggles.
tell you sometimes, okay, maybe even giving you money to go and stock up something, it's me, maybe it will be a mistake as well. I'm just gonna take you, relo stock and naliwena, and I'm gonna tell you, Rondwana, this is what I'm spending, and this is what you're going to sell going forward.
So-
this thing is supposed to grow you from here. This is a start. From here, you need to just go up. Ne? So from here on, I've given you a start. You don't need. This is not an investment. This is just for you. Take it from here. Run with it.
So there's
Okay,
this saying,
so
Iki
just-
Boning,
okay.
more Twitter. This person was saying, basically normalize or be comfortable in coming to the realization that other people's problems are not your problems.
Okay, true.
So a lot of people burn out because they're trying to be superhero to everyone.
Yeah.
Sometimes those people, you can help them for that moment, but not constantly and
Yeah.
all the time. So boost them for that time, then thereafter they must come to the realization that you can't anymore. Because sometimes you're going above and beyond your budget.
Yeah.
They're not putting in the effort,
Yeah.
then or the amount of effort that you are putting in to liberate them.
So what I wanted to say, just to now touch on what Neo said, is that, and this is what I actually said to Kagiso, I don't know how long ago, but I was just saying that, you know, we are human beings and we might not necessarily have the same strengths. That's the first thing. Kagiso might be good at selling things, like he literally can sell you a blanket at the beach in the hottest day of fucking summer. Lesego, on the other hand, he's a tech genius. He will literally, you give him a stick to format and make the size bigger. He'll give you you'll give him an 8 gigabyte, he'll turn that shit into like a 60 gigabytes. That's just how, tech savvy he is, not even tech savvy. That's just how tech of a genius or a genius of a tech he is, practically. And then you'll get Khwiti, who is still a bit confused as to what the fuck is he skilled at. Antoine. So, Mamela. Here's Khwiti now, he's confused. He doesn't know what the fuck he's skilled at. He's got maybe Kagiso and Lesego as his friends, and maybe he's closer to Lesego. And now Lesego is on the IT side of life, the computer side of life, the, let's say, DJing side of life. And because I don't know what the fuck I'm good at, you throwing 300 rands at me is not going to make a difference. Anton, you thinking that you are helping by saying, Tuana, kia tritlipa, tamolata di veggie, kikalo di vaya, kilo di buy di veggie. But because I don't have the marketing skills that Kagiso has as a salesperson, I'm not going to flip that 300 rands into 6 klipa, 1,000, 6,000, 60,000. You know what I mean? So I think you need to just monitor your people. I think as an individual, you would also know if this person is using you or if this person really lacks some sort of either intellectual property or if they just require a little bit of confidence boosting or just some direction in life. Because I don't want the statement that, because we are obviously we are the face of the country right now, right?
Hell yeah.
We are the face of the country. Fuck that shit. Because you tell this guy that fucking people in Cape Town are watching us, bruh.
We are
This
the
guy,
face
bruh.
of this country.
This guy, bruh. People in Cape Town are watching us right now. Erika Kimaka. I'll drop the mic right now. Walk out of here. I'll drop the mic and walk out of here, my man.
Go Cape Town,
drop the
G.
mic
He's on the 5 rand coin.
Walk out of here right now, my man. They're right now making a poster of me in fucking Cape Town right
Boy,
now, my man.
you have a G
So
coin.
don't fuck with me, man. You know?
Mandela coin go
Facts,
Cape
yeah.
Town.
I wonder if the people of Cape Town are aware of this.
They're very aware. They're making a poster right now as we speak. It's gonna be on the on the
Cheeky Deputy President ya Cape Independence.
CPT
Go Cape
airport.
Town.
How lenda ka aeroplane? Ubona poster ya kada boss.
Balendela ko wena.
Balendela ho nna, boss. But just to say, because we are constantly addressing and just in people's South Africans, also international people that are watching us, I don't want to give the notion, Yaore, people must just now immediately give up on their people. Antoine. Sometimes, let me tell you, one thing I've also, and the reason I'm saying this is that our school system does not prepare us for the real world. Unfortunately, that does not happen in our country specifically. Our country does not prepare us for the real world in terms of what are you going to do when you start searching for a job? A lot of children are constantly lost. Why? Because they have never really done what is out there in the real world. So if you're gonna penalize or punish your friend because they are lost, but because of the system that was given to us growing up, then
So let me ask this question. Yeah? You have a friend, you love them to death, but you can't help them. For example, an ice boy. You find in a crew of 7, they're the only one who's not making it. Who's to blame?
so
You have about 6 friends that can connect you to the people that need to be connected. Remember, there's a saying that you can take a horse to the well, but you
True.
can't make it drink.
True.
You find they've tried to make you drink, but when can you then blame the friends or basleg, bawetsa ice boy? Meanwhile, you don't even know where you headed to.
so
Ku isa ngakeng yaka.
yeah, that's the last option. Let's now bring in the third party in this shit.
There's a defect
Or the
somewhere.
spiritual world. Because let me tell you, this got nothing to do with the real world and how we got the system.
There's a fucking
This is now on a
defect.
different level.
You weigh all options.
Isanga Ken boss. Let's go to a spiritual healer or
Tshwantse ba lo Kenny ka
a prophet.
something is
Eh, say
missing.
spiritual.
Antoine,
Yeah, how?
Say the spiritual.
Wena
Say the
wa re
spiritual.
bona, all of
Let's
us
go.
are popping, but you're not trying to do anything.
But it's
Clearly
not
there's something wrong.
That's what I'm saying. Clearly, and you're right to say maybe sometimes it's got to do with the spiritual world.
Maybe, yeah.
To say something is up. Because let me tell you, unfortunately, I'm going to say this. And at the end of the day, we are Africans. We are very deep in our roots, very deep in our culture, very deep in our sources, that we are not any time going to decide to escape that. Once an African, always an African. You can paint yourself, bleach as much as you can, and be as white as...
Wabana, let me say something.
I'm just saying, people bleach. People bleach. Okay, not paint
So
themselves. bleach.
let me
Well,
say-
they are painting themselves.
Let me say something about that situation.
This is being technical.
Now I believe Kodingake. Kagiso knows this from day one, right?
No, man.
Now,
you're Zulu,
now
man.
I
It's
really
expected.
shut the fuck up. so now I'm finding out the last resort it would be me taking you to my fucking traditional healer,
course.
and I'm like, I'm paying for this nigga.
Yeah.
Can you just consult this nigga and
What's
tell
happening?
this nigga what the fuck is wrong with him?
Re bone hore
Because
problem e
clearly
ko
there's
kae.
something wrong here. And then prescribe something. Once you've seen what's
Yeah,
wrong here,
the issue is-
prescribe something.
Yeah.
I'm sure something in his mind is going to click or connect, and then he's going to be able to say, you know what, I'm doing things for myself now.
And you wouldn't be wrong as a friend for doing that.
No, you wouldn't.
Nah.
You wouldn't be
You'd
wrong.
be a fucking awesome
Yeah,
friend.
because you
actually.
tried everything in the
Because let me
in-
tell you, you are even, that's what I'm saying, you're even trying in the most uncomfortable ways. Because a lot of people don't believe in such. I'm talking. A lot of people don't believe in like the spiritual
Yeah.
world, especially as Africans, and you name it, you know. So for him to be able to say, okay, this is my last option. I'm gonna take you to a whatever. That means you need to have some other level of convincing.
Let me tell you a real story. Ne? I've got a childhood friend of mine that I grew up with a couple of years ago. So he's been struggling with getting a job for a very long time, right?
Yeah.
And then he came up to me saying, "Hori, hey, he's been trying to get a job, but he's not able to land anything."
Yeah.
Ne? So I'm like, Ntwana, you know what? Now some of the things that have helped me
Yeah.
it's this, which is diwasho.
Yeah.
You know, at the time where there was a couple of times where I was not working. I mean, you guys know that I've been fired a couple of times.
Yeah,
right.
This guy slaps slaps a bitch manager out of fucker.
So I'm telling him, I'm like, Mfana, I don't know whether you believe in this thing or not, but this is what has helped me. So if you want me to help you with this, then I'm more than willing. And he was like, no, it's fine. Let's do it. And I was like, let's go. Kamutova, we went to that place and we spoke to that man and we were like, listen, I need something to help this man to get a job. Right?
Fuck, man.
We bought those things. Ne? And to show how this thing works and for him to feel comfortable enough, I even bought for myself.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I don't need this stuff, but maybe you can buy or something.
Ish, dog.
Just for me to use so that you can be also comfortable to use, right?
Yeah.
So we bought, and then this man, where he sent a CV like 2 years ago, they called him after using this stuff.
Imagine.
Ne? He used it, they called him, even though it was not something permanent, but they called him.
The fact that they called him after no call.
Right? So they called this man, and once they called him, and then they put him on hold again. And I was like, Indwana,
Continue.
remember when we got those things, I told you, listen, you're going to have to go permanent. You actually need to go and consult.
Yeah.
Because we were just now buying, not knowing
okay.
what your problem is.
Yeah, you were
but
just
we're
buying
because
but
we
you,
want,
he didn't
we want
consult.
something
Yeah,
to-
okay.
There's something
okay.
that needs to give for now,
Yeah.
right? But you need to go and consult.
Okay.
That man was put on hold. And once he was put on hold, he came back and he was like, they put me on hold. And I was like, did you go and consult? He was like, nah. And I was like, no, it's fine. I've never helped that man again. Because let's start. And I even told you that this is what you need to do. I told you that.
And nobody
I'm
showing
getting-
shortly.
Yeah. And Mfana, you saw this.
But listen, what if
okay.
Nasana knew yellow consult?
He got a job.
LSG transaction.
Oh, he got a job.
Bro.
So he was getting paid.
Remember I told you.
Oh, okay.
He got a
And
job
you
in
advised
the
that he must go and
for me, when I look at that situation, it was a situation of, okay, you're getting a job which is not permanent, just to give you money so that you can go and fix your things.
Maratsi, we got into it.
LSG transaction career high. You need
When
to
I-
be in younger, bro.
Yeah, you should.
Fuck being a podcaster. You need to be in younger, bro.
Intermediary
You know how
between the client and the
The
Inyang.
ancestors, and the ancestors. You need to be in younger, bro.
when I heard that
Because
nigga-
clearly you have superpower.
do you know how
Superpower.
much my mom thanked me for helping that nigga? And I was
That's a
like,
good
you know
thing.
what? He's my friend. I would definitely not.
And
kill him
I
at all.
respect you for that, because let me tell you, that's another thing, and I know it's a bit off topic.
And obviously, the other thing I want to say about this thing is that obviously you have to be open-minded with these things.
Yeah.
Yes, and you have to believe. I feel like
You
they
have
can
to
only
believe.
work if you believe. Because it's into side believing, it won't work.
True. You're right. That is that, like the power of.
That's the biggest thing, actually.
That's what my boys Gagizo and Lesoro always say. To say the power of the mind can either make or break you. You know, so it's the same thing that you're saying now. To say if you are going to believe that it's going to happen, then it will happen. Or if you're going to believe that it's actually going to work, then it will work. But if you're not, then it's not going to.
You're
know
wasting your time.
So just to touch on that, like your gesture of actually helping a friend out and so on. I actually recently saw a video. I don't know if I sent it in the group, but it was that thing, Yaure, this guy, I don't know where they were. I think they never could so thing. So he's there, he's like piggybacking his friend, nah? And he's talking about black guy. He's talking about what he's practically saying there is that this is my friend and I am rich and I will bring my friend to richness as well, because I'm not going to be sitting here wearing Gucci where my friend is wearing Ackermans. I will literally, it does not make sense. I want us to wear Gucci together, because when I make $1 million, he makes $1 million too. And the reason I'm saying this is because I think, like I said, it is just slightly off topic, but it's got to do with what we might be talking about, or what we're talking about. That one thing I've realized in the black community, nah, is the touch of Ubuntu that we've completely lost. to say we're no longer the group that says I'll help you out because one day we're not going to, and not to say, or I'm helping you because you will help me. I'm helping you because I can help you. I'm not expecting anything in return. If you are going to be able to help me when I'm down in future, I don't know what my future fucking holds. But if you are going to help me, then hey, thank you for helping me out. But I'm not helping you because I want you to help me, type of thing. But what I'm saying is that the black culture has somehow drifted from that Ubuntu thing. And that's probably why we experience so much poverty, because we're no longer the culture that says, I'm going to bring you up. Instead, you know what a lot of black people do? When you know for a fact there's an opening at your job that I can take, what do? You shut the fuck up. You don't say jack.
Or you give it to someone else.
You give it to somebody else. That has nothing to need
You know
in
what
a
I
job.
did?
You know what I mean?
You know what I
I've had
did?
that happen to
He
me,
needs this
actually.
fucking job like yesterday already or last year already.
I've had that happen to me where this was basically someone like a sister. to
Yeah.
me, you know? And after high school, you know, she was fortunate enough to, you know, get a good job.
Yes.
That pays well.
When
And then there were two of us in the group where we were unemployed. We were not in school. We were
Yes.
unemployed. The others were in school and she
Yes.
was employed, you know?
Yeah.
And so we every day will let her know, we are applying every day, razama,
Hey,
but
man.
nothing, you know? And then she'll be like, oh, no, keep trying. So I asked her, I was like, dude, you how did you get this job? Like, where can I apply? How do I go about doing things, right? She's
Sure.
like, no, I went to this channel, 123. Then I was like, okay, thank you. She plugged me on where she applied. I was like, okay, let me go to these people. Like, it's like a third party that connects you to. I was like, okay, let me also try, right? And then how? Then I hear her, no, she got an interview for our other friend. And the friend didn't show up to the interview. And she was pissed. And then she called the friend and was like, why didn't you show up? Do you know what I had to do to get to this interview? Then the friend was like, when did I say that I want this job? And we've been asking.
But that's probably also karma.
You know, we've been asking. And it's like,
That's
I don't
also
want
karma.
this job. Basically, the friend was like basically looking down upon this job. It was a good job. I'm not going to lie, it's a good job.
Yeah.
But the
No,
friend,
but-
it was not according to the friend's, you know, caliber. I'm not going to work this
But
job.
Buslech Bahage literally put her in that position where she was in. To say her friend literally just told her, what the fuck? Who said I need this shit? Type of vibe. Get up. So, ish.
And then for me, I don't want to lie to you. There will never be a clearer situation that's going to show you the kind of friend that you have than that situation.
Definitely.
Literally in that situation, immediately I'm like, you are not fucking for me.
Yeah.
You are definitely not for me. You probably don't want to see me doing good in life.
Lesoko just wants to get rid of a friend. Eh? I don't know who that friend is, mama.
No, to me, she was more than a friend. It was a sister. Hence I say.
Now you don't have to show me twice, Jorge, what kind of a person that you are.
And then
First time I believe you.
exactly.
I believe fully.
And I think the worst thing is
I think Lesoko's patience is like on empty. Like there's no level of like.
You only have
10%
one chance.
what? No, the thing is, I used to give grace to people and be like, you know what, it's okay. I'll give you grace. But I think with this particular individual, is someone that was so close to me that I didn't expect they would do something like this. And that's when I saw the true character. I was like, I didn't see that this person was like this all along. And having to come to that realization,
That
time you probably
You
were
need to learn it
thinking,
the hard
I
way.
had to learn it the hard way. And I after that day, that was actually the last time I spoke to that person. And then the person got shocked at the fact that I cut you off. I was like, you know what? This is not the type of people that I need in my life.
Yeah, true.
And
And sometimes you need to make that harsh decision. Because I know for a fact it was not easy. It's because it is very difficult to build relationships. So the minute you have to get rid of a relationship, it's like
yeah.
you're losing a part of yourself. Because like I said, we are human. We are a being that does require company. I don't give a fuck what you think you are, who the fuck you think
Yeah,
you
that's
are,
true.
or how rich you are, how much you think you can just buy people. But if nothing comes to you as generated as it should, then you are going to fall short somewhere along the way.
And you know, it made me realize one thing, that there's different type of friends. There's friends that are gonna be there for you and with you through thick and thin.
Yeah.
They're gonna try by all means to help you wherever they can. Then there are friends where they have the resources to help you, as you said, as you mentioned earlier. Jorge, they have the resources to help you.
Yeah.
But
They choose not to.
they choose not to because you're gonna take this job away from. I don't know why they have that
time.
mentality.
That's not even going to be the case.
It's not going to be the case.
In 90% of the cases where people can get jobs for people, it does not threaten their jobs.
It does not threaten their job at all. And then another thing that I also came to realize with that particular person is that, because one of my friends pointed it out, what if this person unga is a threat?
It could.
In most cases, that's
biggest
why they
percentage.
don't want to. That's why they don't want to hook you up, because they look at you and they think, yo, if this motherfucker had to earn the way I'm earning right now, I'm gonna be dusted. I'm gonna be left behind like ass crack.
Because if you think about it, it makes sense how someone also would feel that way. But as your friend, I always want to see you doing better.
Exactly.
Right? Sometimes it may even be better than me, but I just want to see you do good. Ne? And the reason why someone would feel like this one is probably going to do better than me, even with the same salary, it's because, I mean, we've seen it with our parents and the previous generation, that you would find someone that has a very basic job, but they're able to do bigger things. And then you find someone that earns a lot of money, and then it looks like they just living from paycheck to paycheck. And you ask yourself, I know Ntatwa Mole uspana ko di factory, and I know that one is a manager where he works, but that one looks like he's living better life than that one. What's going on here? And I understand. I've had an uncle like that as well. I understand how people are not born the same way. There are other people that work more harder than the others. The others, they probably tend to relax because they feel like I'm earning a lot of money, so I don't have to do much. People actually know who I do have money. And then you see that one in a space of 5 years has built a house, has bought a car, but with a smaller salary. So that threat from those people, I do understand it. But if it is your friend that we're talking about, it does not matter. The people that you care about, it's the people that you always need to help. And the Ubuntu thing that you were talking about, it should be there, right?
There, bro.
It's
the thing is,
for an example,
and I don't want it to be mistaken for entitlement. It's not. It's got fuck all to do with entitlement.
Exactly.
It's more of how we were raised, how
it's
our
supposed to
culture
be.
actually relates to.
The black
Yes.
community
You know what I mean?
thrives.
That's
on
just how
Ubuntu.
we are supposed to build as a culture. You get what? So yeah, like helping the next hand is literally helping yourself.
you know,
Unfortunately, fortunately, I don't know how people look at it, but unfortunately or fortunately, that's how it's supposed to be, or that's how it actually is. Hence, I say that if we had carried that thing from 2-3 generations before us, nah, because it probably started disintegrating from maybe 2 generations back, or maybe 1 generation back, where we now started Siswen Kamanje and like, okay, no, sorry, I cannot associate just myself with you because you live in a shack and I live in a mansion,
With that sense of threat coming in.
Yeah, but so, dog, like,
I it's something that we will never understand. But also at the same time, we live in the times of people brag a lot, and also it's a trauma thing. When you have been at disadvantage for a very long time, you feel like once you get an opportunity, you're not supposed to share those opportunities with other people because you've actually struggled to even land that one opportunity. So your mind is telling you, oh, there's no fucking way someone is going to have it easy when I struggled so much.
one thing I've noticed.
So it becomes a trauma thing.
And unfortunately, I'm going to go against what you were saying. One thing I've noticed in just my entire life, the people who really struggled in their lives, either you struggled maybe with abuse in your family, or you struggled with like finances in your family, or whatever struggle that you might have actually had, because you know the struggle and you know how painful it is, chances of you not wanting somebody else to go through the same thing are very slim. Whereas the guys that actually had it smooth sailing, easy, okay, without so many hassles in their lives, those are the ones that tend to be very like, well, no, I don't
I've
need
got
to
a vice versa
give.
experience.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like in my experience, that's
Yeah.
what I've noticed. Like all the people that I maybe know or that I know that I've associated myself with, that I've also just observed from like a distant, seeing them how they interact with other people. That's what I've actually picked up. Those that have really suffered in life are more giving than those that have never suffered in life. Because I'm assuming that the fact that you are giving is because you know the pain of not having. Whereas those guys that actually had everything tend to not know the pain of not having. And what do? They just throw out the window to be like,
Fuck it.
Fuck you.
I think it depends
Out of my face.
on
Type of
on the individual.
I was about
themselves.
to say that it
yes,
depends on
maybe
the
environment
person.
plays a role.
Environment, mentality,
Yeah.
upbringing, the type of trauma that you went through, it plays a very huge role in how you are gonna go about, navigating life and helping
Yeah.
people. Because there's some rich people that are very generous.
True,
They are willing
true.
to help.
Nah, true,
And
I
there are some
agree.
people that went through struggles that they are just like, no, I'm not gonna help
Assholes,
these people.
yeah.
Because I read a tweet somewhere where
Okay,
someone
maybe,
was like,
yeah.
where someone was like, as Lisa was saying, the trauma that
Yeah.
some people go through to get to where they are today. So that person was like, this is someone from church. She used to walk every day to church. Like she lives far and she'd walk to church every Sunday. And then when she got a car, the people in which she was walking with, obviously,
She's back on them. She
no.
needs counseling.
I worked hard to get to where I am. I'm not gonna help these people that must work. They want to get
trauma.
to where I am.
Counseling. She needs
See,
counseling.
so there's people. There's those type of people. Kana go re- go direction A1, re- go kerekeng A1.
We're going to the same place.
We're going to the same place. Mara na ba siya ba fete.
Shage bomb.
A place of worship.
One of the worst sinners are actually sitting at the forefront of the fucking churches. So if you go to church next time, don't sit in the front.
Anyway,
Right, Street Squads. Is there any BTW that we want to like push? No, we didn't discuss that because it's pissing us off.
We are too angry to discuss it.
body vet ba tlo re kwatisa re tlo
What are
tsena
Don't
re
shut
wakana
down
le
and
bo
shit. This is the
cereal.
fucking shot stream.
Re tlo roka cereal if we discuss vet.
Exactly. I'm not going to discuss that, bro. I'm pissed off already. Like, we're already like
Who's the
sinking as a
Minister of
fucking
Finance? Is it Enoch Kotongan?
country. Cry me a fucking river.
O wena re se re tlo roka bo Enoch.
An elder.
Come on. Wang understand?
Re ba hlompha jwang ba etsa ntho tse so.
Anti-Ubuntu.
Bagolo re le hlompha
Maybe
jwang.
Ubuntu lahlilwe ke corruption.
Ke yona vele.
Ubuntu lahlilwe ka 94. After 1994, Ubuntu le ya distributor fela yare.
And sometimes you can't blame people for lack of Ubuntu when even our own government has no Ubuntu.
They don't fucking have
They
Ubuntu,
do-
these
Ooh,
guys.
abana-
What?
abasha-
They eating it in your face like stuff cake right in the fucking poverty-stricken kids' fucking face, boss.
You know when I look at there's a video or a picture or pictures that keep on circulating on TikTok of when Carlton Center Hotel used to be Carlton Center
Yo,
Hotel.
I saw that
Yeah,
fucking
I saw
shit.
It looks like a fucking
Yo.
ghost building.
Owned by a non...
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the
Citizenship.
fuck is going on? And then they keep on saying, oh, the people once, there was just one day there where they just decided to pack up and go.
There's a song about Shabua basically is telling this maid he's taking her to a lavish date. Guess what we were saying? Carlton Center.
Fun.
That used to be the spot, Baba. Bo Candy Square, how to share? No, that used to be the spot back then. Our parents would say, you know what?
Bruh.
Fine dining. Now, Baba is a Carlton Center. Now,
It's a fucking hellhole.
Bro,
Dog.
Bo Marshalltown used to be Marshalltown.
bruh.
Now you get dropped right in front of the people.
Like it should be like top 10.
That's where Ubuntu fucking live. Like, imagine when you get robbed and nobody's helping you. Like, excuse me.
There's this video and a trend on Twitter where they're stealing things out of this Ford Fiesta.
Bucky. Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, this lady outside cleaner, she's still picking up papers, and people are just walking by. It's normal now.
Yeah, it's practically normal.
But what, like,
But you can't blame those people. I mean, you'll die.
But back then, habang ka Vimbani, everyone comes. Phela back then crime never sa yetsi kokasi Joe. The whole like le bonyao never sa uti kokasi. Na ba di sa pepe.
Yeah, even the people that tell the stories about Swanko Tokong, they will tell you how are uzi
Back then how ya tronkong ha ba botsa hore okay o tshwaretswe kae. Ha o kasi na ba o trapa.
Going to
Ba ga
jail,
sotleya ko fela wena o tlo utswa ho makhelwane o
going to
sotleya le
jail
yena.
back then was going to jail was better than fucking getting an ass whipping from the community if you were caught stealing.
Yeah.
Phela
They kill you.
Phela before there was a code, Joe. There were certain places you stole, certain people you stole from. Now you can't be a neighbor nje beba utswetsa. Re sotla go fela o kadima tswekere sometimes from konna, then you're gonna steal from me. Nah, bro, pele na ba jwetsa hore monna o ya da bo go dipot Florida.
Ba mang isicimo lo
Jozi,
ba.
bo Sophia Town.
Iningathi anohlone Paulo uzongihlanyisa. That's the approach we had.
Now everything goes, bro. Le makhelwane ba bona hore ba utswetsa wa thola. Ha o re
Hey,
ha
bro. And that's the sad thing, eh?
pele
Like-
ba ka re vimbani.
Yo! Oshaka 2 feet.
Amarakuka, see the mob justice thing is still very much
It's
alive.
still very much alive, but it also just depends which Kasi you're living in. A lot of people in Kasis are very like
become
mind your
suburbians,
business.
basically.
Yeah, they practically become that. People are building walls to an extent where you can't even fucking.
Ha ba sa
see-
dumedisana,
you
le
can't even
dumedisana,
see-
Joe.
How about bra? You can't even see the smoke go out like at the top of the fucking thing. That's how high the walls are.
Bruh, but can keep that smoke.
You get what I mean?
Now they don't even greet, Joe.
They
People, drive
don't,
in, they
bro.
drive out.
Yeah,
they
it's
don't
like
give a fuck about you.
practically.
Yeah, unfortunately, Kasi has become the thing. You can't even go and ask for sugar or tswekere.
It's pride and it's non-Ubuntu.
Go next door.
It's
that
non-Ubuntu,
thing.
man. It's non-Ubuntu.
It's not
Yeah,
that.
but-
And we're moving away from that culture.
We are. That's why we're struggling as black people.
That's what I'm saying.
But anyway, let's wrap it up. But first, it's a topic for another day.
Definitely topic for another day. We're gonna talk about this. Yeah, no, definitely. That VAT thing, we will have a whole episode on it, and we'll make sure that it trends like
And
a
we
motherfucker.
vent, and we vent,
And we will vent, and we'll bring everybody here. We'll be like fucking Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon, everything, all the superpowers, all the superheroes will be here saying no to that shit. X marks the spot. But anyway, Street Squads, thank you very much for tuning in. This is Global Streetz Live. Please do tell a friend to tell another friend to tell another friend, tell a cousin, tell a wife, tell an ex, tell a everything. Tell a side chick, tell a side boyfriend, tell a side husband, tell a side wife. Whatever you do, just make sure that you click on that screen, you make the notification button saying cling, and we are out of here.
Dango.